Okay. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Very strange to be talking to myself, but let's see how this sounds. Hey there, everybody. This is Charlotte, and I'm just going to get right out ahead of this before I start talking. This is not going to be as much fun as our episodes normally are because Madeline is not here, and I couldn't do this without her, which is why we have pre-recorded a mailbag episode for you that will come after this. But there's just been a lot going on, and we didn't want to put out an episode that didn't have some of the wild current stuff happening. And when Madeline is back next week, I'm sure we will dive back into some of this, but we had to keep the good sports gossipers of the world informed. So here we go. First of all, though, I'm going to say I was going to do something where, it's April Fool's. It's April 1st. Oh, it's April Fool's and Madeline's not here. What could we do? And then I open Instagram today, and the amount of people who are out of control on that app on April 1st, every app, every internet, as soon as brands got involved with April Fool's Day, it just absolutely, they ruined it. The internet ruined something. Who would have thought? Let's start with a little March Madness because I've been pretty obsessed. And I also want to get out ahead of something else and say that I'm rooting for the teams that most people hate. I'm rooting for the UConn women, and I'm rooting for the Duke men. My father-in-law is the biggest UConn women's fan that I've ever met, and it has rubbed off on me. It is also, I've always sort of liked UConn. I'm from outside of Boston, and my husband and I, as we were watching the UConn game last night, we realized that this was the one thing, the one team that we can really root for together, and the Duke men. I'll get to that in a second. But because he is a New York fan, and I'm a Boston fan, which, just goes to show that our relationship is very strong if it can withstand that. I think, when it comes to basketball, like the Celtics and the Knicks, if the Knicks are doing well, I'll be like, yeah, sure, I want the Knicks to succeed. But that's just because I'm not threatened because the Celtics are the Celtics. So he hates Boston teams. He will never root for them, even if it'll make me happy. So having UConn to root for together has been so much fun. And also we root for Duke because I have family up in Maine, spent a lot of time there, lived there for a while. And Tyler loves Maine now too. And Cooper Flagg on Duke is from Maine. So the main event. And that's just been really nice. And that is something that has nothing to do with gossip, but I'm on my own and just winging it here, folks. So there are only 1 seeds left, which is sort of crazy. The women's bracket, only 1 seed except for UConn. The UConn women are 2 seed. This is wild because the women's bracket is usually chalk, meaning that like the 1 seeds usually advance, 2 seeds. It's very rare that you have, like an 8 seed in the final 4. But on the men's side, there's usually a lot more upsets. And there are 4 number 1 seeds on the men's bracket for the, I think, only second time in NCAA history. So if you're not, I'm sort of two minds about it because it's boring, right? But it's also, it's fun to see, like a couple years ago, there was that St. Peter's run in New Jersey where they made it to the Elite Eight. But, when an underdog team does get to the Final Four, the games aren't usually that good because they're going up against a 1 or 2 seed who are very good. It's very rare that underdog team then makes it to the national championship, although very exciting. So you're going to get kind of better games when you have these 1 seeds going up against each other. Oh my God, I'm kind of out of breath. How do people do these solo shows where they just talk the whole time? Wow. Okay. A lot of respect for those people. Speaking of UConn real quick, because this is a UConn bias podcast and you're all going to have to deal with that. Paige Beckers had 3 30-point or more games in a row. She scored 40 in the Sweet 16. And she has just been an absolute delight to watch play. And that UConn team, now that they have depth, because a lot of them were hurt in the past couple of years, just been super fun, but probably the gossipiest thing that happened was Notre Dame's Olivia Miles, who was projected to be the second overall pick in the WNBA draft coming up later this month, has announced that she is returning to college basketball. And now this wouldn't be that shocking because she has another year of eligibility left. However, she is going back to college and entering the transfer portal. So that means she will not be playing for Notre Dame. And I just want to say, I don't know anything that's going on in that locker room, but the Notre Dame team was the best team in the country in December and January. Like, lights out. Unbelievable. And they have sort of fallen apart. They were a 3 seed, lost in the Sweet 16. Something Madeline and I talk about all the time is vibes, right? Like vibes-based analysis, which I think is much more valid than most people in sports will give it credit for. Someone's got to get to the bottom of this. I need a whole report on what's going on in that locker room because it seems like something is off. Let's run through a couple things here. LeBron James called Brian Windhorst weird on the Pat McAfee show. And if that sounds like word salad to you, first of all, congrats. I envy you. You're lucky your brain is not filled with this stuff. LeBron James went on Pat McAfee's show. Pat McAfee is a show on ESPN. They started talking about, do you remember we've been talking about the LeBron James, Stephen A. Smith fight that they got in? And LeBron's sort of been on one recently. And after Anthony Edwards, who's a star in the NBA, he said he doesn't want to be the face of the league. And then LeBron James chimed in and said not many people want to be the face of the league. We talked about this like maybe a month ago now. And then ESPN's Brian Windhorst, who went to the same high school that LeBron James went to. He's been covering LeBron since he was 15. Windhorst is a very highly respected reporter. He's done amazing work. And he refuted that. And he said, no, LeBron James did want to be the face of the league when he chose number 23 because of Michael Jordan and then signed with Nike because of Michael Jordan. Okay, so that's setting the stage. LeBron said on Pat McAfee's show, I see a lot of shit too. Like, I see Brian Windhorst on one of these shows not too long ago, and then Pat McAfee, the host, chimes in and says, you guys played together in high school, right? Jokingly. They both went to St. Mary in Akron, Ohio. And LeBron says, yeah, this guy who says he's like my fucking best friend, these guys are just weird. Okay, folks. So Brian Windhorst said, in response to this, had a very, I think, measured, fair response in light of what LeBron said. He said, LeBron doesn't owe me anything. I owe him a lot. He has been a great friend to my hometown and my alma mater. That I would stand on. Anything else I would never say or never stand on. Just know I met LeBron 25 years ago, and my understanding of LeBron and where people stand in his life has been crystal clear. I love this because he's saying, yeah, first of all, never said I was his best friend, which he hasn't. And he says, LeBron can say whatever he wants, but like, I do have a very, very clear understanding of what's going on based on on my 25 years of reporting. So here's what I have to say about this. And Madeline and I might get into this a little bit more next week because I'm sure stuff will keep happening. But I always say in sports that environment determines a lot about individual behavior rather than individual character. I mean, it's not just sports, it's everywhere. LeBron James went into Pat McAfee's man cave fake brick walled studio where, and McAfee never wears sleeves and they're all fratty, and he's like, chiming in with jokes about, oh, you and Windhorst played basketball together in high school, right? Like, obviously, no, they didn't. And then LeBron, he says, yeah, this fucking thinks he's my fucking best friend. Excuse my French, but he said that. And it's just like, first of all, that to me is punching down. LeBron James is a billionaire. Brian Windhorst is a reporter who does very good work. And I'm pretty sure LeBron knows that. He might not like that Windhorst says the truth. Billionaires famously don't love journalists either. But he goes in there and LeBron just acts. It's like when he says, these guys are just weird. This guy who says he's my best friend. Isn't that a quote from Mean Girls? It's like, this is the most lowest common denominator stuff. It's like he goes in trying to be all cool and like, oh yeah, I could be a fratty guy too. Like, we just need more women. We need more women in these spaces. LeBron's wife, Savannah James, has a new beauty line out. Apparently, they're going to be like $300 creams and face serums. I'm going to wait for Madeline to really dive into this because she is the skincare expert. The Yankees debuted new shaped bats, new shaped baseball bats. This is like if a football changed shape to me. That's how huge this is. The Yankees had 15 home runs over 3 games, and everyone started to be like, huh, what's going on? And by everyone, I largely mean me because I'm a Red Sox fan. And I was like, are these guys cheating? Is that what's happening? But they're not. They just have a MIT trained physicist on their staff who is a minor league pitching coordinator for the Yankees. His name's Aaron Leanhart, and he designed this bat. It's called the torpedo bat because apparently he noticed that guys were getting frustrated because pitching has gotten so good, so it was harder to hit. And so he realized that more guys were hitting the ball lower on the bat where there was less volume of wood. So now it looks like a bowling pin or a rolling pin. It's like it gets fatter in the middle and skinnier on top because there are certain weight restrictions and it's legal and you can do it. And now everybody's probably going to start using it. It's just, this is the stuff this is the good stuff. This is the important stuff. How was the bat designed? But also maybe it does prove that sports can be rocket science. So something to think about. The Pistons and the Timberwolves got into a massive fight the other night. I highly recommend you go look at this footage. First of all, I do not condone violence. We do not condone violence here at the Sports Gossip Show. I will say, however, I bet that Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla was very happy about this because he went on Boston radio a few months ago and was like, I think we need more fights. So there you go, Joe. Let's see how many. The JB Bickerstaff, head coach of the Pistons, and Pablo Prigioni, who's an assistant coach of the Timberwolves, they were going at it. They both got ejected. Dante DiVincenzo got ejected. Isaiah Stewart got ejected. I mean, this fight they were in the baseline seats, that courtside baseline seats. It was crazy. You should go look this up. Another April Fool's that really sucked? Tiger Woods. He tweeted, I can't believe I'm saying this, but a few weeks after rupturing my left Achilles, the sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber plus explosive blah, 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 whatever. I'm going to play in the Masters next week. And then he said, P.S. April Fool's, my Achilles is still a mess. Haha. Okay. Cool, Tiger. Maybe the April Fool's joke should have been that you're dating President Trump. Sorry. Tom Brady, there was rumors that maybe he had a girlfriend because he was seen arriving at a party with this brunette woman, but it was just his friend's wife, and his friend was at the party. So nothing to see there, although according to the Daily Mail, he might be dating the model Irina Shayk, who was the actor Bradley Cooper's ex-wife, or ex-girlfriend, whatever. They have a kid together. Folks, I think that is all I have for you today. Please enjoy this mailbag that we recorded for you earlier, but will feel like time travel because Madeline's in Peru and I miss her dearly, and hope she's having the time of her life. Hope that this did something for you, and we will see you next week with the both of us. Catch you on the flip side. Okay, bye.
Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, Madeline.
We're back.
We're back, sort of.
Sort of.
You're technically not here right now.
I'm not here.
We recorded this earlier.
Yeah.
And I can already tell you that in the future, I'll miss you.
I will miss you too.
That broke my brain. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm talking about myself, even though I'm not going to be here when this comes out.
Right.
But
because you're in Peru right now.
I am in Peru currently.
Wow. This is wild. It's like talking to you from the future.
Yes, it is. It is. Well, welcome
Amazing.
everyone to a special mailbag episode. Thank you so much for submitting all of your questions. We got a bunch of questions.
Yes, you guys ask really good questions and also pose some very funny hypotheticals.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about sort of specific sports gossip questions, then more general ones. And then you guys had some nice little questions for us about ourselves as people. And we put those at the end. So you have to listen to the whole thing if you're nosy like we are and want to know gossip about us.
Exactly.
Anyways,
should we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
First question, right off the bat.
Yeah.
Someone asked us, is Jordan Hudson being a good momager for Bill Belichick?
This is very...
Momager specifically.
Momager. Okay, so Jordan Hudson, 24-year-old girlfriend of Bill Belichick, head coach of UNC. If you're listening to this, you probably know that already.
Yep.
The momager thing here is interesting because somebody commented on one of our videos about Jordan and Bill, move over Kris Jenner. There's a new momager in town.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are drawing the parallel between Jordan Hudson and Kris Jenner, who is the mother of all of the Kardashians.
Right. I mean, honestly, she does have similar energy to Kris Jenner. Very, you're doing amazing, sweetie energy,
Yes.
which is a very famous Kris Jenner moment from Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Big time. Big time. You're doing amazing, sweetie energy. I also think there's something that feels like she's pulling so many strings in a way that like a momager would.
100%.
It's like, you know what she is?
What?
She's not a momager. She's a dance mom.
Yes.
She's Bill Belichick's dance mom.
Yes.
She
Spot
did
on.
cheerleading, the pagements.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
Thank you.
Wow. You solved it.
There you go.
I have nothing else to say to that
same.
one.
Let's
Yes.
move on.
Move on.
Next question.
Is Bill Belichick going to have a baby while coaching at UNC with Jordan Hudson?
Look, I don't want to speculate about people's personal lives, even though that's what we do in this entire show.
Yeah.
In terms of, something as personal as having a kid, my official answer would be like, who's to say? My unofficial answer is, yeah, probably.
Probably. I could see it. I could see it.
Mostly because they already did what looked like a baby announcement in that photo shoot.
Never forget. It's a photo of them standing on a blue backdrop. Jordan's wearing a blue dress and they're holding the football with the Tar Heel logo, but it looks like a baby, like
Baby foot.
Baby foot.
A blue baby. It looks like a gender reveal.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't even imagine if she did get pregnant by him, what sort of announcement post she would do. It would break the internet.
You know how we got so many more texts, like our phones blew up when the news about Jordan being included on emails?
Yes.
Our phones would overheat and explode because we would get so many messages.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
we would combust.
Just glad we've carved this niche out for ourselves.
Yeah, we are the experts on the Bill Belichick Jordan Hudson beat.
There you go. We got a few questions about Tiger Woods, which we talked about last week on our show because he's now dating Vanessa Trump, who is Donald Trump Jr.'s ex-wife.
Yeah.
And we also got some people asking for more WNBA and women's college basketball gossip. We talked a lot about women's college basketball.
I like college ball.
Last week. And as the WNBA season, the draft is coming up soon. The season will start in May, so you'll be getting a lot more of that from us.
Stay tuned. Someone else asked us in different sport worlds, like Patrick Mahomes, if you had to name children after a theme, what names would you pick? And friendly reminder, Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for Kansas City Chiefs, he named his children after medals.
Yes, he and his wife, Brittany Mahomes, have sterling, bronze, and golden.
I was about to say copper, and I was like, that's not right.
No. Golden. And their dog's name is Silver, which is why they couldn't name the first kids Silver.
Yes.
Although, wouldn't you start with like gold,
yeah,
silver, and then bronze instead of silver, bronze, and then gold?
But that is pretty sad if you went in order of birth. The whole thing.
Also, everybody knows that baby is like the favorite. So to name the baby Golden is like a little on the nose.
The golden child. Oh my God. What themes? Okay.
So first of all, I would never do a theme.
Never.
But second of all, if I were to, maybe like nautical.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe like, or like birds. Like I have cousins. My cousins on one side, they're brothers, Robin, Alex, and Jay. And I always love that Robin and Jay are cool names.
Yeah, they're
but
good
also
names.
they're birds.
They are. That's true.
So that's a way to do it without being overt about a theme, even though they're definitely not named after birds.
I think I would do, if I was really doing a theme, something that is near and dear to my heart. Skincare.
Stop
I would just do skincare ingredients.
No, you wouldn't.
Lactic acid.
Ew. Oh, that's so messed up.
Alpha hydroxy acid.
It's so messed up.
Mandelic.
Hyaluronic.
Retinol.
There would be a serious intervention. I'd be like, we got to talk. Are you okay? Retinol.
Retinol would definitely be the firstborn because that's like the elite skincare ingredient.
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen.
What's the ingredient?
SPF.
Do you know that since
don't
we
know
did
what
our
the
last
zinc
mailbag
oxide?
episode, do
Yeah.
you remember we talked about our skincare routines?
Yes.
And you said, and I said, I don't always wear sunscreen.
Yes.
You said you should, and you should buy this one.
Yep.
I bought it, and I have put it on every day since it arrived.
I am honored. It's a great sunscreen. It's Beauty of Joseon.
I also think it makes my skin better.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I love
ordered
that
their
sunscreen.
moisturizer. It's on the way.
Oh, I've never tried their
Well,
moisturizer.
we'll find out.
Okay.
I liked it.
Maybe you'll influence me.
We'll see.
Yeah,
That would
I'm
be
going
something.
sunscreen. I'm going skincare ingredients.
Okay.
You're like, please shut up.
Okay. No, you know what? You know what I would do? Here's what I would do. I would
What?
do pasta shapes.
Ooh, okay.
Because
Okay,
you
that's
could
fine.
have rigatoni and call him Tony.
Okay.
You could have
Fusilli, you could call her Lily.
yes, exactly. You could have bow tie and call him Bo. Or well, that's not Italian. That's English. Farfalle.
You could have macaroni, call her Mac.
Yeah. That's-
Wow, we could keep going.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just yes anding
Not
it,
to brag.
as always.
Okay. This one I liked because the question was, would you have preferred the Nova Knicks to have stayed together? Because here's what happened. So the New York Knicks, apologies if you know this already, there were 4 players at one point on the team: Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, and Mikal Bridges. They traded to get Mikal Bridges from the Nets. And all 4 of those guys played in college together for Villanova and won 2 different championships.
Yeah.
But then it was very sad because in order to get Karl Anthony Towns, because everyone's like, the band is back together, this is so exciting.
Right.
To get Karl Anthony Towns, they had to ship Dante DiVincenzo out, which is also funny because my brother-in-law had just bought a shirt that said the Big Ragu, which is what they called
No.
Dante. I know.
That's a bummer.
So there's this ad where it's Josh, Jalen, and Mikal who are all still on the team, and then they run into Dante in the hallway.
Yeah.
And it's an AT&T ad, and he says, I wish we could have played together forever. Or don't you wish? It's really, like, sad.
It's sad. I think, well, on one hand, if I was a Knicks fan, I guess I'm by proxy a Knicks fan adjacent since I live in New York, I would wish that they stayed together for that piece. However, for the gossip and the drama side of things, and for the sports gossip show universe, I do think it's better that they broke up because
Yeah.
it's a better story,
Way better. More interesting.
you know?
Yeah. Also, they got Kat. So,
Which
for
means we also got
sports-wise,
Jordan Woods,
Yes.
his fiance,
yes.
Kylie Jenner's friend, but used to not be friends, and now they're friends again.
Friends, not friends, friends. Classic.
It's better. There's better storylines of drama.
Yeah, I totally
think.
agree.
Yeah.
And that ad, the AT&T ad, was good. So
Oh, it
we
was- that
wouldn't
was a
have
great
that ad if. Well, we would have had something different. Anyway,
Yeah.
they put this.
What?
Now I'm just remembering. Dante, Jalen Brunson, and Josh Hart put out a picture of them last year looking at the eclipse with their little eclipse glasses.
Yeah.
It's pretty cute. I forgot about that. There was a partial eclipse last year.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
a total in some
Yeah.
places.
There was.
Do we have any cool celestial events coming up in 2025?
I actually do think there is an eclipse or something, but someone can correct me on
I think
it.
that's 2026.
Oh, all right. Oh well.
Maybe you're right, though.
I don't
Maybe
know.
they're multiple.
I don't know.
We got to go to
I'm not-
Spain to see the one in 2026.
Oh, we do. Oh, maybe we'll do
San
it.
Sebastian.
Maybe we'll do an international sports gossip show tour.
We could only be so lucky. Anyway.
Give us some money.
Yep. Please. Thank you.
Another question we got was, what sport or sports generates the most gossip, do you think?
Okay. Oh, gosh. I mean, all of them.
Yeah.
But the NBA has historically been the kind of not messiest, but like messiest
Yeah.
because you've got all these superstars and there are fewer players. And like the NFL could never give us drama like Luka Doncic being
No.
traded from the Mavericks to the Lakers in the dead of night.
No, that wouldn't happen.
So I would say, and WNBA is just like
So much drama.
so much drama.
Yeah.
Because they're open about dating each other, which just makes things so much more interesting.
100%. Yeah, I think those are definitely accurate. I would also throw into the mix Premier League soccer or just European soccer in general. We really haven't even touched on any European soccer drama. A little bit here and there. We probably should more. There's so much drama. It's unhinged.
I feel bad. It's like a blind spot for
Yeah,
me, you know?
yeah.
I don't know it.
There's a lot. My husband is a big Premier League fan, so I hear the tea. So maybe he'll come on. He can be a correspondent for
or we
some
can
Premier League gossip.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I do. I think it's also because, especially in the Premier League, the British tabloids are notorious, and they're really all up in their business in ways that like the American press could never. Like it's like extreme and inappropriate, and they're very invasive.
Yeah.
But I think because of that, it just leads to more information coming out than you would normally see otherwise.
Yeah, because most of what you get sports gossip wise, like we'll get some really good stuff, but also like we have to sleuth for it.
Yeah.
It's not
readily available sometimes.
No, like Page 6 sometimes has some good stuff, but like we got to go on Instagram dives.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll also F1 people keep saying they want more of, but I also don't know F1, so
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll do our best. We'll correct some of these issues.
We will. Yeah, and speaking of that, someone did ask us if we will ever cover hockey gossip as we get closer to the postseason, and I feel you. It's a blind spot for us.
Yes.
We will.
We absolutely will.
Yeah.
I think too, doing this show, it's just sort of interesting where like the biggest headlines or the most known people are often like, that's what you're like, Tiger Woods is dating who, or like Aaron Rodgers what? And so we'll try to dig into some more obscure stories too. But it's also, some people were like, can you do more women's sports gossip? And first of all, we covered a lot last week, and I think that we've done a bunch. But also, like, men are stupid. Like, men do more stupid things more often, which leads to better gossip. Like, women are too smart to give you too much gossip. You know what I mean?
That is true.
So it's like these athletes are out there and you're like, these guys, you're like, you did what?
Right.
And then there's a woman who's like, oh no, sorry, I actually have my life together.
Right. Yes, that's true. Yeah,
so that's why sometimes I think it skews more because like,
yeah, the men are just doing dumb
out
stuff.
There. Yeah.
But yes, no, we will cover hockey. I know there's so much hockey lore out there. Also, I would love to go to a Rangers game. Have you ever been?
Not to a Rangers game.
I think that'd be so fun.
I've covered 2 Stanley Cups.
Oh, cool.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That sounds
Hockey
fun.
in person is the best. So we should go to a Rangers game.
Yeah, we should. If anyone works for the Rangers, hit us up.
Yep. You know who to call. Who you going to call?
Goes
Gossip
Busters. Hey, look at us. Someone else asked us, what is the funniest current sports gossip stories to tell non-sports friends?
I mean, easily Bill and Jordan.
Easily. Hands down. And then you should also tell them to go listen to the Sports Gossip Show.
Yeah. Our deep dive lore.
Yeah.
I will say, I know this is recency bias, but the Tiger Woods one, his post was about dating Vanessa Trump, was one of the funnier athlete posts we've seen in years.
Easily. I feel like it's going to be one of many.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I really think so. In my heart of hearts, I feel it.
The content that's going to come out of, oh my God, when they have all of their kids together.
They're going to have like a Christmas post. You know it. Thanksgiving.
Oh, get out of town. Summer vacation.
Oh my God. I can't wait.
I love it.
I can't wait.
I love it. Let's see. If you could pair one celeb and one athlete together, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I know.
Who?
This is like a cop-out answer.
What?
Kim Kardashian and Tom Brady.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because there were rumors that they were dating a while ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good one.
That would become our new Bill and Jordan.
Oh, that's a good one. I think I would love to see, speaking somewhat of Kardashians, is Timothy Chalamet dating a WNBA player. Don't care which one.
Wow.
He's a big basketball fan, big Knicks fan. I would love to see him dating like a tall
so you'd be okay.
powerhouse.
Yeah.
If he broke up with Kylie,
yeah
I don't care.
Yeah. Same.
I don't
Sorry,
care.
no
I mean,
offense.
they do seem happy, I will say. I will say. But wouldn't you love to see him dating a WNBA player? It'd be sick.
Absolutely. Oh, that would, you know what? I could also see him dating like a reporter.
Yeah, I could see that.
A media, like his College Game Day appearance really changed how I think about Timothy Chalamet when he just knew so much about football.
Yes.
College football. And I feel like if he were to be dating a woman in media, that would be a gift we can't even fathom.
Oh, it'd be so good.
I'm trying to think of what's another. I feel like I thought of one the other day randomly. Like if it came out that Glenn Powell was with like a track and field athlete.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Okay, yes. Would love that. Would
You
love.
know?
Yes.
Like, also, what if a super famous person starts dating like someone on the curling team?
Ooh. Okay. I would love to see like Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, with a hockey player.
Ooh. Yes.
She would be with a hockey guy.
Perfect. Yes.
Why
I
is
can't,
that? That
I
makes
can't
so much
explain
sense.
why, but yes. 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 Wow.
Amazing. All right.
We should be matchmakers.
I mean, also, Chapel Roan has a girlfriend, I'm pretty sure. But if she were with a WNBA player,
Ooh. Powerhouse.
it would be unbelievable.
That would be great.
Okay. Wow, that was fun.
That was fun.
That was fun stuff. Where are we?
Is there anything more exciting?
Oh. So this was a question I got that's definitely a March Madness influence, which is there anything more exciting than a wedgie in basketball? A wedgie is when the basketball gets stuck behind the basket and like gets just like jammed in there.
Oh, yeah.
And they have to get a ladder out. And
Yes.
a few years ago, I think maybe even last year, they had a cheerleader, a male cheerleader, put a female cheerleader, one of the flyers, on his shoulders, and she got the ball down.
Yes, I remember this.
I don't think there are many other things that exciting, but I'm sure there are other sports things like that.
I think there probably are. I think maybe sometimes, in soccer when the fan doesn't want to throw the ball back, like because it's a soccer ball. They don't have like 50 soccer. I mean, they do, but like on the field at a given time. So they always throw it back, and sometimes it's a little delayed getting the ball back. So maybe that. But I do feel like other dramatic moments in basketball in particular, like a buzzer beater shot.
Yeah.
Especially during March Madness.
Oh my God.
So
Yes.
good. I mean, there's like, that's cinema.
I don't think there's anything butter than a buzzer beater. I don't think there's anything better than a buzzer beater. Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah. I don't know if there is.
In the vein of like silly sports things, I feel like outdoor sports, like, no, because golf usually hurts somebody. So
I know. Oh, you mean when? Oh, you know what I like
What?
in golf?
What?
Is when they hit it into the water,
Yes.
and then they have to like go into the water to
There
hit it, or
it
they
is.
like put it right in front of it, or something like that.
or it's like right on the edge of the
Yes.
or a sand trap.
Yes.
Those are exciting.
those are great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not for the golfers, but
No, not for the
us.
golfers. For the watchers.
Who is the best power couple in sports? I mean,
Oh,
Taylor and Travis.
Taylor and Travis. I would also say Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird.
Yeah.
I think those would be
That's
my top two.
I think most famous Taylor and Travis,
Yeah.
but best Megan and Sue.
Yeah, I think so.
There we go.
Yeah.
Great.
Great answer.
I feel like they're probably friends.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're in some of the
Yeah,
similar
they're in similar
circles.
circles. Yeah, their circles overlap. Yeah.
So
Someone else asked us, what sports need to be more dramatic or you wish that were less dramatic?
Oh.
Okay, I have more dramatic.
Okay.
Baseball.
Yeah.
They've been trying to implement a lot of rules to make baseball go faster, and which I think has helped the speed of the game. But in terms of just like drama, I mean, minus Shohei Ohtani with the his interpreter, if you recall, he gambled a bunch of money, stole it from Shohei to gamble. He is now in prison.
Yeah.
That was a pretty dramatic story, but like I feel like there's not a lot of good juicy drama.
I know. I feel
You
like
know?
last year during the World Series, I found myself Googling like Freddie Freeman veneers.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, and if that's where you're at with
Right.
gossip,
Right.
you need something a little. I agree. I think we got to get a little, or maybe it's out there and we haven't.
That's true. Maybe
looked
it's a blind
hard
spot.
enough. Because
Maybe it's a blind
baseball
spot.
can be very regional. So
That's true.
We're going to need our listeners. If you hear of any gossip or stuff that we need to know, let us know because we'll spread the good word, and then maybe more people will like baseball.
Exactly. Yeah.
A lot of people like baseball. I love baseball. Anyway,
it's great.
I think golf. Speaking of golf, it dabbles in the drama, especially with the split between the PGA Tour and Live Golf, which is backed with Saudi money, and there was all this drama about who was going where.
Right.
And they have full swing the doc, but like I want Tiger Woods style drama again.
me too.
You know, like we need a star who's so transcendent.
Yeah.
That you can like a one name person again.
Right. Right.
We need that. And less dramatic, nothing.
Yeah.
Keep it coming. Nothing
Keep it
could
coming.
ever be dramatic enough for us.
No, we'll take any level of drama, even if it's extreme. Doesn't
Yes.
matter.
Yeah, we're here for it.
Correct. This is a sports gossip show after all.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, fun. These are about us.
They're about us.
Did either of you ever play any sports? If so, what sports/position?
Yes, I played volleyball almost my entire life. I think I started playing in 4th grade. I started playing in school and then also competitive club volleyball where we would travel around. I played TCA, if you remember that.
Wow.
If you know, you know, club volleyball heads out
Wow.
there. Used to do some training. Never played on this team, but A5, if you know, in Atlanta. If you know, you know. Yeah, and then I played like casual volleyball in college. But yeah, I did like travel year-round volleyball. We spent like every weekend in a convention center, one of those families.
That's amazing.
It was crazy.
Like it?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
I want to join an intramural adult league here, but it's so hard to find them. If anyone has
know.
any tips in New York for intramural adult indoor volleyball, not beach volleyball, not doing that.
No.
Indoor.
Come on. I do feel like also,
and I was a middle hitter for position. To answer that.
nice. I do feel like rec league sports in New York, it's like people are too intense.
Yeah,
The way they're about everything. But I think you could find an indoor volleyball team that like is down to have a good time.
I honestly, though, here's the thing. I think I want intense. Like, I want to try out and be at my level.
Oh, wow.
And I want to pull out my Mizunos and my ankle guards. If you know, you know.
Is Mizuno's a volleyball thing?
Mizuno is like, I mean,
I had
maybe it's changed.
Mizunos.
That was like the elite volleyball shoe. I remember I was on a club team once where we were not sponsored. Like, it was just where they got the uniforms were Asics. And it was like just the chunkiest shoes. Now, ironically, these chunky sneakers would be very in. But at the time, we looked so lame. And like, you wanted the Mizuno uniforms.
Wow.
So I would wear my Mizuno shoes at least.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. What about
I
you?
played a ton of sports. I played soccer from like 3rd grade or maybe kindergarten through sophomore year of high school. And then I
Wow.
stopped because I was doing the school play in the fall.
I was in a school play.
No way. That makes so much sense.
But they made up a role for me because I was such a bad actress.
Stop it.
No,
I don't
literally.
believe that.
Oh, no, it was, yeah, no, they made it.
Door
it,
number 5. Door holder.
Have you ever
number
heard
5.
of a character named Meg in Robin Hood?
No.
Exactly. Correct.
Okay. Point taken. And I played lacrosse for a while and then switched to softball.
Okay.
And I played squash, which is
That is so New England.
Yeah, the preppiest. Oh my God. But I played for like a month in college because the team, when I got there, needed more people. And they were like, you're fast. And because I like did the beep test and I like, you do a bunch of matches to figure out where you are in the lineup.
Yeah.
I think I was like 8th in the lineup.
Okay.
So I wasn't bad, but I just didn't care enough. Like, I
Yeah.
think for me, sports growing up, like, I wish I had put a little bit more into it because I was like, this is not going to be my thing.
Right.
That I do.
Right.
And so I think we played at Dartmouth and I just got my ass handed to me. And on the
Yeah.
bus ride back, I was like, this is like, it was funny, but I was like,
Right.
I don't need to
don't-
spend my weekends doing that.
No, you don't want to do something you don't enjoy.
Can I tell you a quick story about
Please.
squash in high school?
Please.
Squash in New England, for those who don't know, is like so intense. It's like kids go to these camps and even, I'm sure it's even worse now. I'm sure it's just like insane now. But
Yeah.
back then, you know, like, because sports like squash, rowing crew, all of those things were like seen as a way to get into a really good college.
Right.
You could get recruited at Ivy League, whatever. And so there were people who were like insanely good, and I was fine. But we went to play a match at a school called Middlesex, and my mom came to watch. And I get into the box; it's like played in a little glass box. And this girl, she serves. She was so good, I could not return a single serve, and so it got to the point where I just started laughing. Like, I was laughing so hard, and then I look behind and my mom is on the stands and she's cracking up, and I'm like crying. I'm laughing so hard, and this girl serves and it hits me in the neck.
Oh my God.
I was fine, but it was just like the funniest. I think I forfeited the match, or like I just was
Wow.
like, end it, just
Yeah,
like
please.
keep start, like
Yeah.
make it end. So that was sort of me.
Oh
as
my
a-
God.
as an athlete, like I would try really
Wow.
hard for the first couple points, and then I would get bored.
Wow. Oh my God. That's intense. I would love to play squash. I think I've played it like once.
Oh, it is truly, its reputation doesn't do it many favors, but it
Yeah.
is the best workout, and it is so much fun.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of like fast twitch muscles. You don't have
Yeah.
to run that far. You're in a box.
Right.
You just get to smash this thing as hard as you can. A lot of aggression, get it out.
Oh, that's good. I feel like we would enjoy that. But Charlotte, also, you're missing a sport.
What?
Sailing.
Oh.
That's a sport. Charlotte's like an expert sailor.
I
She's going to take us sailing this summer. We've
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about it a bunch, but
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
I don't think of that as like,
it's like a sport.
but it is.
Yeah.
I did some racing.
Okay.
Not to brag.
Okay. But I do as adults. I mean, I guess you could call it a sport. It is a sport. I take adult ballet classes, which Charlotte has now come to me.
Oh my God.
Come to me, ma'am. She's come with me to an adult ballet class. She did great.
It was thank you so much. It was so much fun. Madeline bullied me into going.
No, I did.
She said, "Don't," direct quote, "don't be a little bitch." And I had no choice.
She had no choice.
Well, because I was scared. I was like, am I going to be bad at it? And then
she was great. She was great. It's such a hard workout, though.
I was sore for days.
Oh my God. It's such a hard
loved
workout.
it like soothed my soul.
Yes. It's the best. It's the best.
Now I need to get a cool leotard.
Yeah. Oh, I know all the brands.
Anyways,
let's
end on this one.
Okay.
Favorite story each of you have written or covered?
Ooh. Okay, this was kind of a random one. It's just the first one that came to mind. I interviewed the guy. This was like maybe 3 years ago for Impersonal Foul. Mm-hmm. The guy who wrote the viral Twitter thread about Del Curry, Steph Curry's dad, when I think they got a divorce. His name was Solomon, Missouri. If you remember this thread, tracked him down on Twitter, begged him to let me talk to him.
It was like, you don't want to be out here in the streets.
It's like an iconic Twitter
basically
thread.
being like, don't get divorced.
Don't get divorced.
It doesn't get better.
It's not worth it. Like, don't do it. And I interviewed him, and it's one of my favorite interviews I've ever done. He was so funny. His answers were like just so perfect.
I need to go back and reread that.
I think it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
What about you?
I have a few for different reasons. I think the first big feature that I ever did was about the Kentucky Derby.
Ooh.
And
did you go?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I spent like 4 days in Louisville, and it was the first time I wrote something that I was like, taking all this reporting and turning it into a story, and it did really well. A lot of people read it, and it was just like, oh wait, I think I can maybe do this. But then there have been other, just like, I don't know. That's the first one
that's a great
came
one
to mind. But
yeah, it's memorable. It's your first big story.
Yeah, taking my mom to the World Series was great.
I mean, that's also like such a flex.
Yeah, sorry.
That's a flex.
Also, I tracked down this football coach, Jeff Fisher, who there were all these jokes about him that he always went 7-9 as a football coach. So like July 9th would be Jeff Fisher's day, or 8-8, so August 8th. And I tracked him down at his like ranch in Tennessee, and nobody had heard from him for a while. And we went ATVing.
Stop.
It was the weirdest story I've ever reported, but it was. So those are the ones.
Oh my God, that's great. Wow.
Yeah.
The only other one I would say just recently was just someone I tracked down. This was literally like days ago. Was I interviewed the girl who went viral for playing the piccolo at the Villanova March Madness game in 2015. She's crying after Villanova lost. I found her on Instagram through like insane deep dive to find her Instagram
I couldn't
account.
believe it. I was like, how did you find this girl? It was 10 years ago.
A lot of digging, similar to probably how you found this coach, just like a lot of digging and finding them. And that was just great to like look back on that viral moment. I feel like it was one of like the best viral March Madness moments.
Oh,
of all
classic.
time.
It's this girl playing a flute, a
So
piccolo,
good.
and she's just crying. And
while playing the instrument.
iconic, really.
It's iconic, yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. We covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, that was a fun little mailbag. All right. Well, I hope you're having a great time in Peru.
Thank you so much. I'll probably be posting on Instagram right now. Who knows?
Wow, go check out Madeline's Instagram.
Matt_Hill for Peru content.
Wow, we love it. Keep an eye out for any sports you see down there.
No, I will. All
right.
For sure.
And we will be back with your regularly scheduled programming next week.
Yes.
So, bye.
I don't know. I just waved.
I
Bye.
just saluted. So, bye.
Bye.